Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Starport. It's Jason here, New Dimensions, Crystals, and Reiki in downtown Brenham, Texas. And today's report is for October the 8th through October the 14th, 2025. And it seems like it's not all good shit, but it's mostly good shit, or at least it's powerful change. If we've been wondering when the world's going to change, when it's going to get easier, maybe it's this week. It doesn't mean the intensity is going to decline, but it will mean that it's probably more effective and you feel more at ease with it. And rather than being subject to it, you can use it as a tool. Leads us right into our star that is closest, which is the sun. There is a minor CME impact, either currently in process, which means it's minor, or it's revving up over today and tomorrow. And so CMEs, when they hit, they sort of cause triggers, clearings, aha moments. So usually those are pretty good, especially when they're minor. That means there should be only slight interference with technology and anything electric. So if you're having technology problems today and tomorrow, that is probably why. There is currently a coronal hole, which is center disk, meaning it's wow. Oh no, that helped. No water. And center disk means that the coronal hole stream will be here in a couple of days. And when we have coronal hole streams, that usually means sort of a compression or a squeezing, right? So all of this sort of triggering and release is sort of having a systemic effect. The sun is helping us to do the things that we're trying to do. Let's see, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah. And just more and more, this becomes less zodiacal, which is also a science, but more modern science is coming to sort of say that the sun is really governing most of life on the surface of the planet and is affecting us in ways that we ought to. That's why I say get out in the sun. Natural light, these LEDs have a technological frequency that may or may not be helping or disrupting you. So the more natural light we can get, meaning the more we can get of the sun, which governs the world, the better we are. We're currently in the zodiac of a Libra, and Libra is about our adrenals, kidneys, and bladder. Usually, you'll sort of feel that sort of tightness or pressure underneath the arms in affecting your adrenals, kidneys, of course, and bladder means that we're releasing a lot more, right? So all of the extra fluids in water we're doing because all the supplements we're taking or because it's good for us to have that much water might be leaving sooner rather than later, and that's totally fine. System reboots and cleansings like that are good. And of course, Libra is about balance. So really all of that extra excretion is just allowing the body to rebalance itself. We're currently in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, I think I messed up. I think I messed up on the report. Oh my goodness. Let me flip back a couple of pages and sort of see. Yes, I did skip that. Let me just write that into Wednesday. Yeah. And keep moving. Yeah, so we're currently in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 retrogrades: Pluto, Neptune, Saturn, Chiron, and Uranus. Pluto goes direct towards the end of the week's report. Also pay attention to that when I bring it up because I just wrote it back in. Yeah, so all of those details of what those planets are doing to you are in last week's report if you want to go ahead and catch back up on that and rewatch last week to sort of get the detail and then also how long those retrogrades last. Leads us into today, Wednesday, the 8th of October. Venus is really dominant today. And Venus, the closest planet, encourages us to really sort of take leaps forward, leaps of faith, sort of that everything's going to work out kind of energy, especially after the clearing of the super full moon that happened over the last couple of days. And really the energy sort of feels like we have permission to be great today. So it's that encouragement, like yes, act, and yes, don't doubt that it's not just your own inklings to have these actions, these moves, these changes, but that the universe is really sort of aligning or causing you to have that feeling, and that so therefore the universe is endorsing all of this change that's going on, not just interpersonally, but on the planet. Oh, wow. The rebalancing of the planet and all of the structures that are here sounds like fun. Turn off the news and go look at the sun. Leads us into tomorrow, Thursday, the 9th of October. The sun remains active, and really the sun's going to be dominant on Thursday. And what it's really dominant doing is it's opening or showing the path forward, right? So if you're taking this leap of faith, hey, I'm on this new trail, the sun's leading the path forward. And what it's really doing is almost like rather than lighting the entire sky, you want to think of it as a flashlight. It's lighting the direction forward. And as it lights that direction forward, we know that as you have a light on a path with a flashlight, that the stuff behind you starts to fade or go away, right? And so this is really the opportunity on Thursday to leave old ways behind us and sort of let those fade into the past. And what it's really sort of trying to highlight is that you have this divinity which is leading you forward, whether that be your own consciousness, your soul, or whether it's source itself that is directing that. And so the thing to sort of pay attention to is that the sun is really telling us that we have a purpose, not problems. Sounds like a good phrase to remember. We have a purpose, not a problem. Yeah, so it's not something to be solved or to endure. It's something to be lived and cherished. Yeah, fun times on Thursday. Leads us to Friday. I am recording this, right? Of course I am. And it's been a weird day today. Leads us to Friday the 10th, 1010. That'd be the 1010 gateway. In Libra, right? So it's just a sort of gateway to balance. It is also the last 11 master day till 2029. And so, as we discussed last week, week before, that 11 master day is really about personal mastery, right? So this is sort of done working on ourselves. Now we're working to make that happen in the 3D world. Yeah, and so till 2029, right? So that's a lot of work. We can sort of like build the structures around us to sort of understand it. And your mastery of yourself really sort of moves external. So what does an enlightened you have to say to the planet, and then how can that enlightened you influence the shift of the planet that's going on? So you've been shifting yourself, now shift your world. Nice, fun stuff. Moves us into Saturday, the 11th of October. Venus will be opposing Saturn in the sky. And so that might be a little bit combative, right? All this new stuff. Sometimes everybody's not on the same page, or we all have our individual plans. And so Venus and Saturn opposition is really about relationships, having issues or problems. The word is arguments, but it doesn't necessarily have to turn into an argument. But also it could be beyond interpersonal, meaning not between like a lover per se, but it might be also parental conflicts, right? Just hey, you're doing this new thing, you're throwing off old ways and the way your parents did it or the way the parents raised you, kind of thing. So pay attention to that kind of conflict. The sun is also trining the moon on that day, which is actually going to give you confidence through this conflict. That like, hey, this conflict is necessary. These uh, issues need to be resolved for you to move forward, and so you'll sort of have this little bit of confidence that hey, this conflict is for the greater good. So that should be a fun Saturday, especially if you're hanging out with the folks, especially if you're hanging out with the folks with your significant other. Yeah, so just pay attention to that if you've got plans for Saturday with the family, or you've got romantic plans, that might be an issue. Moves us into Sunday, the 12th of October. 12th of October, moon that is in Cancer is going to be squaring Neptune. And it really sort of has you after Saturday seeking some peace, just sort of finding some calm, right? But also like a general peace, like at peace with, hey, the world is the way it is, but I'm have enough purpose, have enough self development to sort of imagine my way through it. And it could, that alignment could also be triggering vivid dreams, right? So, like, what is it going to look like when all this stuff settles down, works itself out, kind of energy? And then also learning on Sunday is going to be increased, right? So you might be able to sort of just digest a whole bunch of knowledge, right? So if you're sort of planning whatever new, right, maybe you're going to be reading up on it on Sunday before you work on it on Monday. And so the you can just really cram a lot of information into the self on that, right? And so sometimes that information for memory purposes, but sometimes that information is for attunement, right? You just digest a lot of energy and it shifts you by that knowledge, and so that could be a good Sunday for us. Moves us into Monday the 13th of October. The moon trines Mars, and it gives you the willpower to actually execute these plans you're making, to live out these changes that you've planned for. And so that'd be a good thing. And blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And so let it sort of be that encouraging or that pushing sort of thing that it encourages your first step, your next step. Um, and then sort of like we had earlier, that not only is the universe encouraging you to act, but it's giving its approval, but also on Monday, its help is going to arrive. And a lot of that help is that on Monday the 13th, Pluto goes direct. Of course, it doesn't stop on a dime. So it'll begin being direct, probably starts to move on Sunday into Monday, probably even on into Tuesday. But Pluto direct is all of that deep wound shit we've been doing on ourselves, right? That sort of effort is gone. And then so now we're moving direct with that, right? The new us, the released stuff is gone away, and now we're encountering the new part that was preparing us for. Yeah, fun times. Leads us into the last day of the report, Tuesday, the 14th of October, and the moon will be trining Cancer, and so Tuesday is a really good day for business meetings, business discussions, meeting with financial sort of people like that. Um, Opening business, closing businesses, reimagining businesses, asking for raises, all those kind of details are like, what kind of business discussion are you talking about? Anything having to do with business and your betterment is a good discussion, right? Whether that's transition, whether that's promotion, all that kind of stuff. Or whether it's just like, hey, you have all these ideas, but you don't know how the money's going to do, and you're meeting with bankers on Tuesday, that would be a good day to do that. Leo, the moon will also be in Leo at that time, so now is good for business meetings. But Leo is going to sort of give you the confidence to sort of have the, I guess, drive to sort of say what you mean and sort of work out the problems. No matter if you're sort of like, oh, I don't know what this professional is going to say about this or that. You're not going to give a shit. You're like, hey, here's what I know, and if I need to know more, tell me. Here's the money I have. If I need different stuff, or you can help me figure out how to find financing, then figure that out. All those kinds of things are what this Leo energy and the moon does. Um, and then there's going to be a hint of intuition that's sort of going in there, right? So you're going to read the room and direct the action, meaning you're going to be empathetic to like how people are receiving you and be able to adjust in the moment during those meetings on Tuesday. Blah 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 blah. Oh yeah, and then the moon and Venus line back up on Tuesday to sort of smooth over any kind of relationship issues that might have come up over the weekend. So yeah, it's like the universe is like, hey, here's a problem, here's how to solve it. Here's some action to take. Here's some help doing it. Hey, here's some realignment of some relationships, and hey, everything's gonna be all right. Kind of stuff on by Tuesday. Yeah, so that's everything in the report. I should be here all week at the shop. At the shop. I don't have any plans to not be in the shop on the regular business days, Wednesday through Saturday, 11 to 5. Of course, if you need to book appointments, newdimensionscrystals.com. And if you need tarot readings, just walk in and come say hey, and we'll get us a tarot reading. I think that's everything. I'm going to quit blabbing. It feels like I was blabbing a lot today. Maybe I was just blabbing fast. Maybe I'm just feeling all this energy and all this potential in my own self. Anyway, until next time, everybody, many blessings.